Welcome back, friends. Today, I'm going to show you how I would create memorial cards. Now, this is something that's been asked of me repeatedly, and I thought that today I would take some time to just go through some tips and tricks on how to create a memorial card that you are going to be happy with. I just have one favor to ask you, that if you learn anything in this video, please press that like button, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on. And if you want to learn more about my live classes, ask me in the comments and I'll give you more information. All right, I'm on my home screen. And the reason I'm on my home screen is because memorial cards or tributes are created in different sizes. So I want to show you how to create your custom size. If we notice, and this is the new Canva layout, so I'll try and go a little bit slower than I normally do, but you'll notice on the home screen that the panel for creating designs has changed slightly, and we still do have this custom size feature, and that's what I'm going to click. In here, I'm actually going to choose 4x6 because I've used that recently, and that is in inches. So I'm going to come over here to units just to show you that you can switch from pixels to millimeters to centimeters to inches. And sometimes I do prefer to work in inches, so you can just click inches, and then in here you can type in your preferred width and height. So I'm just going to type in 4x6, and I'll click on the purple button to create my design. So here is my workspace. If you're new to Canva, don't place anything on this gray area here. That is the black hole where all of your elements go to disappear. But here is my workspace right here. And automatically the left panel will open up for you, but you can just click on your workspace and that will disappear if you don't need it. I'm going to start off by going to my uploads and just placing this photo on my workspace. Now, one thing that people struggle with is with using images that are cut off. In this specific image, and this is an AI image, by the way, you'll notice that the shoulders are cut off. And this is a really difficult image to work with if you're trying to create a memorial card. So if you are working with something like this, what I would suggest you do is that you use Magic Edit to expand the sides. And you do need Canva Pro for this. Now, if you don't have Canva Pro and you want to try out Canva Pro, I have an affiliate link in the description. Feel free to sign up for 30 days. You can cancel after 30 days and you can try out all of the awesome features for Canva. With the image selected, I'm going to click Edit, and I'm going to come into Magic Studio, and I'm just going to press the arrow to go all the way at the end. This is Magic Expand, and this is an amazing feature. I'll click Magic Expand, and you can either expand this to the whole image, one-to-one, or you can do freeform. I'm going to do freeform because I just need the bottom. So then I want to expand that to get the remaining part of the shoulders. And I don't really need the arms, but having the shoulders in my photo is really, really helpful. So I'll click expand, and Canva is going to generate, with the assistance of AI, the remaining part of this photo, including the shoulders. So here it is right here. We have 4 different options here, and we can just switch over between the options to see which one we like the best. So I'm just going to stick with this one right here, and I'll say done. So here's my image. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to go ahead and remove the background for this image. And so here it is right here. Now I'm going to add some clouds to this image. So I'm going to go over to Elements, and I'm going to search for blue sky with clouds. And you can either go into graphics or photos, really doesn't matter. And you can search for your perfect clouds, I'm going to choose this one right here. I really like this one because it has that little bit of a glow in it. And I'm just going to make it a little bit larger. And I'll go to position and layers, and I'm going to send that to the back. So I'll have the image of the girl in front. I'm now going to go back to elements, and I'm going to search for some clouds. And again, you can go into graphics or photos. I'm just going to go into photos and see if I can find some freeform clouds. I'll go on to graphics. I didn't see anything that I liked in there, so that looks pretty good right there. So I'm going to grab these and I'm just going to place them on the seam there. Now, if you want, you can also flip these so that they don't all look the same. And so I'll just bring these right down like that to hide that harsh seam. You can even just make them a little bit smaller, like that. Now I'm going to take a copy of this, so I'll duplicate it, and I'm going to bring it right down to the bottom to just continue the whole background theme. I'll go to position, and I'll send it to the back. And I'll just continue to add some clouds, and I'll take the image of the woman and I'll just crop that until I don't see it anymore, like that. I'm going to go into elements and I'm going to search for wings. Now, this was something that a lot of people are asking for, is how to place wings. So I'm going to grab these wings. I'm going to place them on my workspace and I'm going to make them a little bit larger. I want the wings to go right behind her head and more in her shoulders. So we can also bring it down a little bit there if you like, but I'm just going to have it right here. If it peeks out of the clouds, you can just crop it so that you don't see the rest of the wings. But let's go to position, layers, and in your layers panel, you're going to see all the elements that are on your workspace. I'm going to grab those wings and I'm going to drag them right behind the woman. So now the wings are behind the woman. I'm going to add some text on my workspace. In this text, I'll bring it right up here and I'll just type a fictitious name. I'm going to change the font to style script. That's what it looks like. I'm going to go to the color of the text. I'm going to come down here to default grading colors and select see all. I'm going to use this gradient right here. It's kind of got a little bit of a gold tone and I'll leave it like that. I'm going to go to effects and I'm going to add a shadow to that. For the shadow, I'm going to make it black. And I'll just bring up the transparency a little bit. Now, it is a little bit hard to see there, and I want to add an outline, but unfortunately, when we're adding effects to text, we can only select one style. So it's either shadow or outline, but not both. But a trick is if you copy the text and just layer it right on top, and then select your second style, and I'll just make that a little bit thinner, then we're able to kind of have two styles at the same time. So if I just make that a little bit larger, we're going to see I've got a shadow, plus I've got that outline. I'm going to take a copy of this text and I'll bring it down here. And in here, I'll just type 1941 to 2025. And I'm going to change this text to Anton, and I'll just make that a little bit smaller. I'll add some more text right here. Now we're going to notice that there's a little bit of a gap here between the clouds and the sky. And if you don't like that, you can just come to elements and you can search for a white gradient, one that's a little bit thicker. So I'll just go into graphics, and it's a matter of trying out the one that you like the best. So this seems to be pretty good. I'm going to bring this down here. I'm going to make this a little bit wider, and I'm going to flip it. So I'll come up here to flip, and I'll flip it upside down. I'm going to click outside, and now we can see that that is a little bit more blended overall. Let's go back to our search bar and let's grab some doves. I'm going to place one dove here. I'll make a copy and I'll bring this over here. And again, I'm going to flip it to the other side. And leave it like that. All right, so this is our first design, okay? Like some of my other videos, I'm going to create a couple of different options, and then at the end of this video, I'm going to ask you to tell me which one did you like best. I'm going to take a copy of this memorial card. So I'll select Control C and Control V, and I'll go to the second one. For the second one, I'm going to grab the photo of the girl. I'm going to go into Edit, and I'm going to go back into Magic Studio. I'm going to use the Magic Edit option because I want to change the color of her blouse from black to pink. I'm going to select the shirt. And in the describe your edit, I'm going to say change the color of the shirt to pink. And I'll say generate. All right. And again, just like before, we have a couple of different options that you can choose. I'm going to stick with this one right here, and I'll say done. And it looks like it's added the background back. So we're just going to go back and we're going to remove the background. All right, I'm going to bring her up a little bit just to see that pink a little bit more. And let's say that this girl's favorite color was pink. I'm going to grab this background with the blue clouds. I'm going to go into Edit, and I'm going to select duotone. And we're going to change the color of the clouds to a different color. Now here's one here, it's called blush. You can use coral, you can use pastel, whichever one you like best. You can even choose this pop color right here. I think I'm going to choose this blush. And I'm just going to make the pink a little bit more intense, like that. I'm going to go back to position. I'm going to grab one of the clouds, and I'm going to take a copy. So press Control C, I'll press Control V, and I'm actually going to position these clouds like that. But we want it to appear behind the text. So I'm going to grab both of these, and I'm just going to bring them down a little bit, like that. And for this one right here, I'm going to bring it behind the wings. So here it is right here. We can see it highlighted. And I'll bring it behind the wings like that. All right, so this is our second image. I'm going to go back to the search bar, and I'm going to search for a light. I'll choose this one right here, and I'll bring that right up to the top like that. And I'll add some more lights like that. And let's take it, let's bring that behind her head. So right there, behind her head. All right, so this is our second design. I'm going to go back to our first page, and I'm going to copy and paste to create a third page. And for this duplicate page, I'm just going to get rid of some of the items that I don't need. I'm going to go to the background. I'm going to add a background. So I'll come into my elements search bar and I'm going to search for a purple background. Now I want a photo. I like this one right here, and I'm going to right click on it and then set the image as my background. I'm going to get rid of the wings because I want to show you something a little different. So here is my photo here. I'm also going to get rid of that gradient, the clouds. Let's go into position and layers and let's get rid of the clouds. And I'll get rid of that cloud background as well. Now she's just standing alone there. So what we're going to do is we're going to put her in a frame. So we'll just search for a circle frame. And we're going to drag her right into that frame. Now, because we had previously removed the background, that background is transparent now. So we can't even tell that it's in a circular frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy that frame and we're actually going to color that frame as white. We'll go to position and layers. We're going to grab that circle frame and bring it behind her. And then we're just going to position it right directly behind her. I'm going to go back to elements and let's search for more items that are circle frames. I'll go into graphics and I'm going to grab this one right here and just put it right directly on top of her as best as I can. I'm going to go back into search bar and I'm going to search for a gold border. And I'm going to use this one right here. I'll just make that a little bit larger like that. I'll take a copy and I'll bring it right down to the bottom here and we're going to flip it 2 ways. Let's go to position and layers and bring that last gold border behind the doves. I'm now going to go back to my search bar and I'm going to search for a gold ribbon. Like this. I'm going to place that right up here, kind of in the center. And I'm going to add a little bit of text. And in here I'll type celebrating the life of. And I'll just make that a little bit smaller. Like this. And we're also going to curve it just slightly. So I'll bring this selector all the way down. And let's see how that fits now. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to go back into effects. And for the background of the shadow, I'm going to make it black just so that we can see it a little bit better. And I'll increase the thickness as well. If you're having a hard time with the rotating, you can just go into position layers and under arrange, you can set the rotation there as well. Okay, so that's what that would look like. I'm going to move her name all the way down to the bottom. Like that. And I'll just bring these two up here. Let's grab her photo and make it bigger. So I'll just go into position and layers and I'll grab everything that's related to her photo and just make it a little bit larger. Okay, so that's what that would look like. Let's bring the doves to the front. Let's grab her photo and everything that's with her photo and bring it behind the doves. All right, so this is our third option. So what do you think of the third option? Do you like it better than the others? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. So I've got a couple of other options for you as well. I'm going to come back to my first option here. I'm going to take a copy. I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to move it to be page 4. Here it is right here. I'm going to get rid of a few things. I'm going to get rid of that background. And I'm going to go into my elements and into my recently used. And I'm going to grab a couple of backgrounds. I'm going to grab this background and I'm just going to paste it on my workspace. I'll go to position and layers. I'm going to grab this background and just bring it behind her like this. So this is another idea to have something a little bit more modern. Now we have that gradient down on the bottom as well, so we can remove that gradient. We can take the background and we can change the color to the background to match the color in the photo as well. So do you like this one with the gradient at the bottom, the white gradient, or without the gradient? Let me know. I'm going to take another copy of this. And for this one, we're going to take that background and we're going to change it to black and white. So with that background selected, and if you can't select it, remember, you can always go to position and layers. I'm going to go to edit and I'm going to go to filters. And at the bottom, we're going to have an option for mono. So I'm just going to grab the first one and we'll use the first one. Again, I'm going to take a copy. And for the next one, I'm going to add some stairs. So I'll add these stairs and I'll just bring them right up top like that. I'll go to position and layers and I'll bring these stairs behind the woman like that. And for the final one, I'm going to go back to my recently used. And I'm going to add gates. So here are the gates. I'm going to set it right on top. I'll go to position and layers and I'm going to bring that right behind the woman again like that. So we've got 7 different options here. Let me know, did you like the gradient at the bottom? I think I like the gradient at the bottom a lot better than just having it without something. So I think I like that white gradient at the bottom myself, but I am going to grab this text and I'm just going to bring that right down a little bit. Let's grab these clouds and let's just put more clouds at the bottom to see how that looks too. And I'll just bring that behind the writing. Okay, so that's what that would look like. Let's go to our grid view. Here are all the different options. Let me grab this one. And I'm actually going to put that gradient back in here. I'm going to flip it and put it down. I'll go to position and bring it behind my text like that. Let's go back to thumbnail view. So these are our different options. Which one did you like the best? Let me know in the comments. And if you learned anything in this tutorial, press that like button, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on. All right, guys, vote down in the comments. Let me know which one you like the best. Bye now.